I'm so sick of hearing this crap about, oh, we're grieving a parent who's still alive. Let me tell you something. I'm not grieving anything. As far as I know, I've been no contact for 3 years, right? So as far as I know, my mother is still alive. Okay? Um, but am I grieving the idea of the mother I never had and the this and that? No, because you can't miss something that you never had. Even when I was a little kid and things seemed to be okay, there was always weird crap that happened. Things that in hindsight, I'm just like, how did that happen? How did I get burned by that cigarette? How did I get put in that situation? How did this happen? How did that happen? There's a few things that have happened that, I won't even talk about on this channel. I'm not grieving that parent. See, even in anti-narcissism spaces, you still have this almost compelled language where it's like, we're grieving the parent that's still alive. We have to nurture our heartbreak over the parent. There are some of us who aren't heartbroken over the parent. There are some of us who are just pissed off that we were treated horribly. There are some of us who figured out the score early on. As a little kid, I figured out the score, and I realized my mom was entirely self-centered. I realized that her whole world was about who said what about her. Anytime I went to a friend's house or visited a other family member, it wasn't, hey Holden, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy yourself? It was like, what they say about me? Did they ask about me? That was the thing. And as a kid, even as a kid who didn't understand how life worked and selfishness worked, to any great, degree, I knew that's weird. All you care about is what people think about you. What I was understanding, what I was slowly coming to realize is that I was dealing with a black hole. I don't feel like grieving a black hole. Here's what I feel. I am sorry that my mom had the type of childhood that produced in her a level of solipsism and selfishness and one-sidedness and sociopathy that she cannot feel for or understand people. I'm sorry that happened, but the bottom line is I didn't produce that effect in her life. Her narc mother did that. Her narc mother brought around bad men who did bad things to her when she was just an innocent little girl and robbed her of her innocence and made her feel like her only value in life was what a man thought of her and what she had between her legs. I didn't produce that effect. Her mother produced that effect. Her father, who was a truck driver and decided to, fuck off and go wherever he went, he produced that in her. Little baby me did not produce that. So I'm not grieving that person. I'm not grieving my mother or the relationship we could have had. The only thing I've ever felt surrounding her was, thank God she's not near me. Even before I went no contact, I left the house kind of early. Even before I went no contact, I was low contact for years. It would be every few months, a text message or a phone call, or the obligatory Christmas visit. The obligatory, oh, it's Thanksgiving, I have to come show my face visit, because I was still under the delusion that I owed this clown something. I don't owe you anything. She should have gone to therapy before she had a kid. And once more, and here's the final truth, and the thing that I realized, she never wanted me. She had me to keep my dad, who was losing interest. My dad, who was floating away from her, shifting away from her, and getting involved in bad things. And so she probably had me as a means to keep him around. Because what she always told me as a kid was, your dad really wanted a kid. Your dad really wanted a kid. He talked about you. He dreamed about you. He really, really wanted a kid. But what I never, ever heard in that conversation was, I wanted a kid. I wanted to be a mother. I wanted to nurture and grow someone and help a human being find their way in this world, this fucked up world with a lot of self-interest in it. But I wanted to be a selfless person and be a mother and a nurturer and guide a life into this world. See, that never came up. It was your dad wanted this. So like a tactician, like a person with a strategy, she decided to produce a child to anchor the guy down. But what is it? What is it? Something law, McCarthy's law, whatever law, where shit goes wrong. I can't think of it right now. But whatever that law is, Murphy's law, right? Per Murphy's law, my dad dropped dead at 25 from an undiagnosed cardiac condition, one that I was subsequently born with. I'm currently healthy. And so the plans fell through. So what you have is a kid that you never wanted for a man that is now dead. He is 6 feet under. He is pushing up daisies, right? So this kid is a waste of time. It's born sick. It's fucked up. It's an inconvenience. You're putting medicine in the kid's bottles. This is something that she told me when I was a kid. She told me when I was a kid, almost like she had to unburden herself. I used to put NyQuil in your bottles, in your milk, and in your formula, because I just didn't want to deal with it. She told me that while I was in my single digits. And being a kid, I didn't understand how wrong that was and what that could potentially do to a baby, and how that was inappropriate medication to give to a baby and inappropriate parenting. If you're a parent, guess what? Babies cry. You're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with it. That's a part of life. You have to deal with a baby crying. Lo and behold, babies cry, because they can't talk, they can't communicate, all they can do is wail, right? So, but as a kid, I was just like, oh, that's okay, you didn't know any better. And see, it's easy to confess to a kid because a kid doesn't know how wrong it is, right? So I don't grieve this person, okay? I don't feel any special longing like, oh, I wish I could go to lunch with my mom, but she's not right, she's not this, she's not that. No, I'm happy to be away from her. Do I wish her wrong? No. Do I wish her bad? No. Do I want, a house to fall on her like, what she is? No, I don't want that. But I just want the bitch to leave me alone. Leave me alone. Don't be in my life. You triangulated everyone, okay? You can have the family that chose to believe your lies without asking me my side. You can have them. Just leave me alone. I'm not going to fall into this thing where I have to have false guilt and false love for someone that I don't have it for. I don't love this person. I don't grieve this person. I don't want this person. When I turned 20 years old, my mom took me out to a restaurant. She brought me a guitar and an amp, okay? She always gave me material things. I'm not going to take that away from her. She always gave me material things. But what she said to me when we had that lunch together at that Mexican restaurant, okay, 20th birthday, I'll never forget it. She said, I don't know how to love you or your brother. She said that. It's kind of out of nowhere. I'm putting tapatio on my beans and rice. I don't know how to love you. When people tell you who they are, believe them. Believe them. Stop feeling like you're a weird person if you're not grieving the mother or the father you should have. A lot of us don't grieve them. A lot of them are just happy to be away from them. A lot of us are just happy to be away from the toxicity and the bullshit. A lot of the health issues and the stress and the feelings of impending doom and the panic attacks and the nonsense that I used to have are gone. They are gone. I am healthier. I am stronger. I feel younger than my years. I feel about 10 years younger than I felt 10 years ago. I don't grieve this person, and neither do you. You don't have to. Don't feel like you have to fall into that. Don't feel like you're a weird person because you don't. What you are is a person who is realistic. You have accepted the truth, and you have accepted that your safety is more important than societal convention.